This week on the Fan Club podcast.
Dancing Queens and Super Troupers.
They settle down and he becomes Arthur.
You don't just look into somebody's eyes and be like, I'm gay now.
Yeah.
That's not how it works. Like, it's not the worst singing I've ever heard. Like, yes, don't marry Sky. Thank God.
Yes.
I think you would look so cute in one of those outfits.
Nope.
Hey guys, editing Sarah here. So before we start this episode, I just wanted to let you guys know that there is a little bit of background noise as far as our AC goes. I tried to limit the background noise, but it just made the voices sound distorted, so I had to end up leaving it. We will try to keep our AC off next time we record, but we live in Texas. It's very warm, so I hope you guys can understand and kind of get past it, but I hope it's not too distracting. Enjoy the show.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Fan Club podcast. My name is Sarah.
This is Matthew.
And today is episode 59. Thank you so much for being patient with us on our week off.
Yes, we greatly appreciate it.
A little bit of housekeeping before we get into it. Don't forget to check out our merch. We have a new design for this month. We also have decided to keep all of our merch designs around.
Yes.
Originally, they were all going to be limited editions.
Yes.
But frankly, we work way too, well, I should say I work way too hard on them to just delete them after a month, and it would make me very sad. Weirdly, currently wearing our Horcrux merch as we speak. And
we are eventually going to be doing a photo shoot of different outfits with them.
Yes. We have...
So keep an eye out for that.
We have stickers, t-shirts, hoodies, tote bags, lunch boxes, all kinds of things. And honestly, I was a little skeptical at first of the quality, but the quality is, the shirts are so soft.
Yes.
And the stickers are really, really high quality, and they're not...
I have 2 of the drawstring bags.
And it's not like that, like, plasticky, like, almost like iron-on graphic that's just gonna come off in one wash. Like, it's a decent quality. And we've tried to make the prices as accessible as possible,
yes,
while still somewhat making a profit.
Clothing-wise, they do run a little big.
Yes.
So I would get one size smaller than what you normally wear.
I wouldn't even say that. I mean, frankly, I'm glad that they run big.
Yes. I mean, that is good that they run big. But if you want more of, like, a tighter fit, go one size smaller.
Yes. But they are, frankly, they make really good sleep shirts because they're so soft.
Yes.
So, yeah, so this month we will be covering musicals.
Yes.
So this month is what we're calling, I guess I'm calling June-Sical. We have a exclusive merch design that I really wanted to make after, like, basically our own playbill that incorporates all of the different
musicals that we're covering.
Yes. So go check out the merch design, see if you can see all of the little Easter eggs. And today we will be covering Mamma Mia.
Yes.
Released in 2008. And I should have done a little bit more research into the stage show of Mamma Mia, but the most widely known iteration is this movie with Amanda Seyfried and Meryl Streep and a bunch of other people.
And Howard Stark and Molly Weasley.
Yes.
And Sheldon's mom from Big Bang Theory.
There is a stage version. However, I have not seen a staged production of Mamma Mia. So I don't know if there is a difference, if there's added songs or added plot points or anything like that.
I think they're pretty similar, because I saw the play a long time ago at the Texas State Fair.
Okay. I mean, fair.
Fair wasn't going on, but
at Fair Park.
At Fair Park, yeah.
Fair Park,
long time ago.
if you're not familiar with Dallas, most big cities has a pretty thriving theater district, and Fair Park is where the Texas State Fair happens, but it's also, they have a pretty big theater there, and they have like a rotating, every summer they have a different group of musicals that are playing.
Like, I know last year was Hamilton. I think
There's a bunch.
this year's Cursed Child.
Really? They're touring Cursed Child?
I might be wrong, but I remember reading something that Cursed Child might...
Because I know my aunt and my cousins went to go see Hamilton a couple of years ago. But Hamilton is like one of those that like sticks around for a bunch of different seasons. I know Book of Mormon...
It's Book of Mormon right now.
I think Book of Mormon is playing right now, which is on my bucket list of shows to see.
Or I think Cursed Child might have gone...
It surprises me because I think Cursed Child, from what I've heard, has some pretty extensive set pieces that...
Yeah, because I asked you, like, hey, Cursed Child's coming here. Do you want to go see it? And you were like, no, because it's not real canon.
No, I just think the story sucks.
Yeah.
I have heard the staged production is incredible with all the special effects and stuff.
Imagine a Scream musical.
I hope
Billy and Stu
there
just
is,
break out in the song as they're stabbing each other.
There is a, like, I don't know how many iterations of it there are, but I know that there was at least one production in LA of a Evil Dead musical.
I've heard of that.
And I've heard it's pretty decent. I follow a couple of, like, theater adjacent influencers, and one of them that I follow was in it.
Okay. I think a Scream musical would be...
Like, with Sydney's story, or with, like, a whole new story?
No, just recreation.
I think it could be interesting.
Just Billy and Stu...
With some added music and stuff?
Yeah, with Billy and Stu just breaking out in a song as they're stabbing each other.
Yeah.
I would try to sing something on top of my head, but I cannot sing to save my life.
So what... I should ask this on the first episode of June-Sical. What is your experience with musical theater? Were you in plays as a kid? Did you go see theater? Did you watch theater? Like, did you watch musicals, like, on...
I've watched musicals, like The Music Man and...
Your mom loved Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Like, you watched, like, movie musicals.
Yeah.
Occasionally.
But...
They're never really been your thing.
We would sometimes go to, like, the city of... Like, the city that I was born in would have, like, the city plays.
Okay.
At, like, the city auditorium, and we would do those. But other than that... Not to my knowledge.
Because I know your mom is a fan of more of some of, like, the more classic musicals.
The Chicago,
but
she loves Chicago.
But she's not super familiar. You didn't grow up on, like, the more contemporary things.
No, we didn't grow up on we grew up on what would have been, like, the mainstream.
Yeah. I will say I'm not as hardcore I am a theater nerd now, but and I was a theater nerd as a kid, but there were several years there where I kind of dipped off a little bit, and so there is a point in time where I'm not super familiar with a lot of contemporary shows. But so I, as a kid, was in a youth theater program, and from the age of, like, 9 to when I was 13. So it wasn't very long, but I was very involved. And we had 2 shows a year, and I was at least somewhat involved in it in some way for all of those shows. And I was on backstage crew for a lot of it. And I loved, like, the inner workings of, you know, like, moving set pieces and how set pieces are made and backdrops and costumes and, like, all of that stuff. I even helped with makeup at one point. I think my first show that I was ever involved with was Oliver.
Okay.
One of my really good childhood friends played an orphan in that show. and the last show that I was involved in was Peter Pan.
Yeah.
And I have really, really fond memories, and I have a playlist on my Spotify of, like, songs I listen to when I'm in a bad mood.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it is, like, 80s music and Taylor Swift and, you know, Broadway.
Yes.
And it's songs I listen to when I'm in the shower or when I need to pick me up or whatever. And I just think there's so much variety of musical theater that it just baffles me when people say they don't make musicals.
I mean, not everyone likes musicals, though.
Yeah, but especially in today's day and age, there is so much variety. I can see why somebody wouldn't like the classics. I can see why somebody wouldn't...
But some people think when everyone just breaks out in song and dance could just be dumb. And it annoys them. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Contemporary musicals typically are like Hamilton and Six and those kinds of musicals break that formula a lot of the time.
Yeah, but it's still all songs. And some people just want mindless entertainment to it.
Yeah, we all have our interests, we all have our likes. But I don't have I have shows that I have, like, nostalgia for. Like, I loved Wicked as a kid. Mm-hmm. What theater kid didn't go through a Wicked phase? But, like, Wizard of Oz was also, like, one of my favorite movies as a child, so...
Yeah. I've always liked,
You typically prefer...
There's some I like.
You typically prefer, like, Hamilton or, like, the darker musicals. Like, you like Sweeney Todd. And
yes.
I think you would like this... Like, from clips I've seen, you'd probably like the staged production of Sweeney Todd. But it's starring Josh Groban, who you're not a huge fan of. Mm. But from a little bit that I've heard, he does a really good job, so...
I mean, I love Mamma Mia.
You do really love Mamma Mia.
The music's catchy. You
like jukebox musicals.
The music has to be good. Otherwise, I have zero interest in it. Like, if... You
would probably also... if you're in the musical theater world...
I mean, I like Mary Poppins.
Okay.
But also, I love Dick Van Dyke.
Yes. If you are in the musical theater world, you are familiar with the musical Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. It is famously a failed musical due to a vast amount of injuries during previews, but the music was done by Green Day.
Okay.
So, and you love Spider-Man.
Yeah, maybe that just shows you not everything needs a musical.
Yeah, I don't love this season that we're in where, like, every movie is getting a musical at this point. Like, there's a Pretty Woman musical now. There's so many just, like, old classic movies that are getting musicals.
Which none of them need. In the slightest.
Here's my maybe not so hot take. It's probably a cold take at this point. But I think that more musicals need to get pro shots. I will die on this hill. If you don't know what a pro shot is, it's...
Hamilton.
Hamilton's probably the most famous one and the most accessible one. But it's when they film a staged production and put it out there. There's a Heathers one... but, like, it's famously against theater etiquette to film a show. Because, obviously, you're buying a ticket. But there are multiple bootleg productions that people post on YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
But Hamilton went out of their way during the pandemic to put out a staged production on Disney+. And I think it gets more and more people into the show. And personally, I have a really hard time just listening to a Broadway recording and not seeing it visually. Because with Hamilton, it doesn't really matter because it's an operatic musical. But a lot of shows, you're missing out on the dialogue chunks.
Yeah.
And so you're missing out on the story. But So I will die on that hill that we need more pro shots.
Yeah, but we need the pro shots for musicals that actually deserve the pro shots. Not every musical needs a pro shot.
No, but I think it would be helpful to, especially the classics. I'm talking the big ones, like Wicked, even Sweeney Todd.
But Sweeney Todd has a movie.
Wicked's getting a movie, which I'm so pumped for.
We don't need pro shots for those because they have movies. If there's a movie version of the play, there's no need for the pro shot because that would be counterintuitive because we could just watch the movie instead.
They're different mediums, though. A photograph is different than a painting.
Yes, but from what I've read, the Sweeney Todd Broadway and the movie are very similar, and then the movie adds more.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. And
it'll probably be the same for Wicked.
There are some shows that I don't think would translate very well to a movie. Like I've heard rumblings about them doing a Hamilton movie, and it is such a stage show. Like I think it would be odd to do it in a movie form.
If they did it without all the singing,
like a narrative movie.
Yeah. If they did like a weird.
Yeah, I just think it would be very odd to have like a colonial set, and I don't know. I'm also like, I've watched the pro shot so many times. I just can't imagine like anybody else in that role, in those roles.
I mean, they could do it just as like a regular movie.
That's what I'm saying. That's what people have been talking about.
Without all the singing.
And to be fair, I was extremely skeptical about the Wicked musical when they first announced casting. But I've heard some of like the leaked audio and stuff, and it actually sounds incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't really have a lot of doubts with Ariana Grande. That girl can sing, but I was nervous about it just because that movie has been in development hell for so long.
Every movie's in development hell.
No, that movie has been in they've been talking about it since the early 2000s. We jokingly decided to do a bingo card because we repeat ourselves a lot.
Yes, we do.
I should say I repeat myself a lot. But I just thought it was funny, a way to poke fun at ourselves. And you guys seem to enjoy it. And so it's up on our Instagram. You can either use the one that I pre-made, or I put in the same carousel a blank one so you can make your own prompts and stuff. And if you do bingo and you get bingo, send me a DM on our Instagram and I will be sure to repost it on our stories. It's just a fun thing to do while you're listening along.
There is a Mamma Mia wiki page for the movie.
Wow! Impressive!
Yeah. I mean, there's not a lot to it.
I mean, I'm sure you could, does the Wikipedia page count as a wiki page? I'm not gonna lie to you, I hadn't seen this movie until I was an adult.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think I had watched it until I was probably 20 or so. Because I don't even know why, to be honest with you, because this cast is stacked. And they're all people that I enjoy. And frankly, I think it was like the music that was throwing me off initially, because it's a very like my parents' generation type music.
Yeah.
I don't even think my parents were into ABBA. And there's nothing wrong with ABBA, I should say, but like there's just something about the 70s that for some reason is like, as a like late teen, early 20s something, I was like, I had a hard time getting into things from the 70s. Now I love disco, so I don't get what my problem was.
Yeah.
But I think it was the music initially. But this movie is so positive, and the music is so catchy, and it's honestly such a cozy movie.
Yeah. It's a fun movie to watch.
It's cozy, it's fun, it's feel good. This is really cheesy, but this movie feels like a hug. I was gonna ask if you consider this a jukebox musical, but Wikipedia considers it a jukebox musical.
Yeah, because it's based off of... You said it is.
Well, the definition of jukebox musical
is musicals that are based on songs that already exist, like Rock of Ages.
It's not original music.
Yeah, like Rock of Ages is a jukebox musical.
Yeah, or Moulin Rouge, or it's musical. It's music that exists outside of the show.
Do you know what Sophie's and Donna's last name is?
Sheridan.
Yeah, I did not know that.
They say it multiple times in the movie.
I don't remember them ever saying Donna Sheridan.
They call her Sophie Sheridan, so I just assumed she had the same last name as her mom.
I don't remember hearing Sophie Sheridan.
So, it's based on a book from 1999. No, the musical came first. Like, the stage show came first.
Yeah.
I do know that Mamma Mia is frequently a show that is done by high schoolers.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is maybe some inside baseball for some of you. I'm not sure how many of you are musical theater addicts. But high schools only have a certain number of shows that they are either A, allowed to do because of the content, and B, allowed to do because of the rights.
Yeah.
It's illegal to sell tickets to something that you don't own some form of a rights to.
Yeah.
So something like Hamilton, who doesn't have... They don't sell the rights, so a school or anybody else can't do it. Doesn't stop some people. If you know, you know. Mamma Mia is one of, like... I should say, like, the safe musicals for schools to do.
Yeah.
Like, as long as you take out, like, maybe some of, like, Christine Baranski's characters, like, stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, overall, it's, like, a pretty safe show.
Yeah.
That's not, like, overtly a Disney show, you know?
Or just painful to listen to, like, Bye Bye Birdie.
My school did, like, Guys and Dolls.
The one musical that I cannot stand for the life of me is Bye Bye Birdie.
See, I'm not really into a lot of, like, Bye Bye Birdie or Guys and Dolls or Music Man. Like, not that era, at least. I see the appeal, but they were just never for me.
It's just the arrogance of that guy.
I'm honestly not that familiar with the material, to be honest with you. So how familiar are you with ABBA outside of Mamma Mia? Is it ABBA or ABBA? I've always said ABBA, but I'm also, like, kind of Midwestern, so...
I think it's ABBA. I think in America it's ABBA, everywhere else it's ABBA, kind of like aluminum and aluminium.
Yeah, but, like, in the UK, aluminium has, like, a whole other letter. I've always said ABBA, but I
don't know.
I have a lot of family in Chicago, and we have very aggressive A's in the Midwest, so...
You think I know how a word is pronounced?
No, I was just asking if you said ABBA or ABBA.
I don't know.
So, this movie is so campy and weird at some parts, but in, like, a good way.
And it always takes place over the course of, like, 2 days.
Yeah. I will say, my bigger criticism of this movie is that they casted based on star power and not necessarily on talent. Looking at you, Pierce Brosnan. Like, he's fine.
But even in the musical, or is it Bill? No. Pierce Brosnan. Sam. Couldn't really sing in the musical either.
Bill is Stellan Skarsgård.
Can you name everyone that was in another movie that we have covered?
So, Sky, I will get to him and why I don't like him, I don't know their name, the actors' names, but Sky is played by the guy who played young Howard Stark.
Yes.
Molly Weasley, Julie Walters, my queen, plays Rosie.
Yes.
Stellan Skarsgård.
Okay.
Selvig.
Whatever. Eric Selvig.
Is that it?
Yeah, we never did cover Grinch.
Yeah, and Christine Baranski is Martha May Whovier in Grinch Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey, which is like my favorite Christmas movie of all time.
Who's your favorite character in the movie?
I mean, maybe I'm biased because I love Julie Walters, but Rosie is up there.
The workers are mine. Just because of how mean they are.
The workers remind me so much of the town in Beauty and the Beast. I love Colin Firth. Colin Firth, he plays like deeply uncomfortable very well.
They're just mean and like what was the song when she's going
Money, money, money.
Yeah, they're mean and money, money, money. Just,
It's a rich man's world. That song.
Yes. They're
So
just mean.
The movie opens with Sophie played by Amanda Seyfried, who was so young in this movie. I think she was 18, but like, it seems like forever ago. I feel like she was never a child star, but she seems like she's been in the industry for forever.
The movie came out in what, 2006?
8. I think she was like 18 or 19 when she filmed this. I like Amanda Seyfried as an actress. She's not my favorite singer.
This movie doesn't have really any good singers in it.
I don't think Tanya.
The workers.
I don't think Tanya and Rosie did that bad, but they're also not supposed to be great singers.
None of them are supposed to be great singers.
But like,
besides Skarsgård.
Even like, Amanda Seyfried was casted as Cosette in Les Mis with Hugh Jackman, and it's like Cosette is like a crazy soprano. Like her some of her stuff is so high.
Yeah, but also remember, a lot of time has passed since this movie. That
was 2012. That was only 4 years.
I thought that movie came out more recent.
No, that was 2012.
Dang. Okay.
And Christmas 2012, but still, it was only 4 years.
But 4 years can make a difference. I gained 8 inches in like 6 months.
I don't think necessarily Amanda Seyfried's voice was up to Les Mis. Like, that is such a vocally demanding movie.
It's an operatic movie.
Yeah, but like Cosette is like some of her stuff is so high. I mean, listen to A Heart Full of Love. Like, come on.
Never listen to anything Les Mis.
A montage of meeting all of the dads, except we don't know that they're all the dads quite yet. We just get these random men.
Or we have a feeling, because we see her putting them in the mailbox with their names.
We get Colin Firth as Harry. We get
the British,
Pierce Brosnan as Sam. And we get Stellan Skarsgård as Bill. Is that his name?
Bill. We get Bill as the adventurer.
He owns a boat.
Yes. The only interesting characteristic about him, he owns a boat and has eyes on his knees.
Oh, yeah. I was like, what? He does.
Which I learned something interesting in the second one.
Oh, you haven't seen the second one?
No. From the wiki page.
Oh.
Because it combined all the characters into one page. And then Sam is the American architect. And what is
is he like a banker or something? I think he's a banker.
I mean, he's British, so it's probably a banker.
I'm pretty sure he has a line about how he's a banker.
Or how they all like have heard of each other.
But isn't Pierce Brosnan British too? And
I don't know.
His accent's coming through. Like, he's freaking James Bond. Which, I mean, obviously, like, Harry's gay, so he's out. Well, not obviously, but, like, it is revealed later that he is gay. So, like, he's out. But, like, Sam is, like, really the only viable option because, like, Bill just wants to be, like...
No, Bill settles down with Molly. Bill settles down... Rosie. No, with Molly Weasley. They settle down, and he becomes Arthur.
We never see Arthur Weasley in shorts.
Yeah, he could have eyes on his knees.
And we never get a full, like, timeline. Well, no, that's not true, because Sky is setting up Donna's website, so the internet exists. And Harry Potter takes place in the early to mid to late 90s.
Time Turner. Boom. Connected Mamma Mia to Harry Potter.
So, Sophie's friends then arrive on the island for the wedding.
Which all three of them are pretty much the exact same as her mom and her mom's
Which,
friends.
I have a note later about, I love the parallels between the Sophie and her friends, who I cannot for the life of me remember their names, and I did not write it down. And then Donna, Tanya, and Rosie.
How do you want to talk about the friends? Just friend 1, friend 2?
There's the tall one.
And then the short one.
And then the other one.
The short one.
They don't really have characters, to be completely honest with you. There's really nothing interesting about them.
No, that's what I'm saying, so that when we talk about the parallels, we can just say, like, friend 1 and friend 2.
Yeah, but, like, there's not, like, direct parallels where, like, one is boy crazy and the other one, like, there's not really...
Oh, yes, there are.
I don't think so. There's just, like, parallels of, like, women trio.
No, like, with the party, the next
The Bachelorette?
Morning. Yeah, after the Bachelorette party where, friend 1 and, Mary Huave,
Martha May Whovier,
Tanya, are both laying in the bed, like, hungover, and then...
Oh, that's right. Okay. I do really like that parallel. That was a fun, like, cinematography thing.
That's what I meant. That there's more parallels than just her having...
Okay. Fair. You make a fair point. And we immediately go into our first song of the movie, which is Honey Honey.
Which is a weird song because they're reading her mom's diary.
And her mom's diary is pretty darn explicit.
Especially ...
Which, this reminds me of... So, after my mom's mom had passed away, my mom and my aunt had found... Or we called her my nanny. They had found a couple of Nani's diaries. And when we were, like, cleaning out the house and stuff... every night we would, like, gather on the bed and we would, like, read Nani's diaries, and it was actually very sweet. My mom kept a bunch of them and stuff, but there was, like, there was never anything salacious in them.
Oh, I thought you were about to say
No.
we read something.
No, there was never anything, it was just, like, her, like, going on dates in the 40s, or 50s, I think it was the 50s, but, like, it was just her going out on dates and, like, it was actually just, like, very sweet and wholesome and, like, fun, and, like, her talking about going out dancing, and, like, there was never anything weird.
Oh, that's boring.
And I was like...
Did you not party?
I think it was just wholesome. So, Sophie gets really weird about her mom's diary. And I'm just like, I don't know what girl would be this excited about hearing some of these pretty salacious details about her mom's life.
She just wants to know who her dad is.
That's fine. But, like, I don't need... Okay, this also brings in another thing, is, like, all she... Okay, I guess that Donna does write down their last names, because I was like, how did she find out these guys' addresses? Also, Stellan Skarsgård lives on a boat.
No, he has a house, I think.
Like,
No, even if you have a boathouse, you still have, like
a P.O. box or something.
Yeah.
I just think it's very odd that, like, she figured out a way to contact these men.
And when did she send the letters?
The night before, when the movie opens.
There is no way.
They would get all the way from Greece to the UK, and the guys would arrive within a day.
I think she sent them, like, a week before.
Because they're on some remote island in Greece.
Where the mail...
probably gets...
No, she boated to the mainland.
Oh, it's true. I think the mail probably would, like, get picked up, like, once a month or something with how remote it is.
No, probably, like, once a week.
And
Because you still have bills to pay.
We then get introduced to Donna, who is Sophie's mom, played by Queen Meryl Streep. I like Meryl.
Meh.
Who doesn't like Meryl?
I could give or take her.
How dare you?
Okay.
And we also get introduced to Donna's besties, Tanya, played by Christine Baranski, and Rosie, played by Julie Walters, aka Mrs. Weasley. And I don't know her personally, but every interview that I have ever seen of Julie Walters, the woman is a freaking angel. And she is so funny.
Yeah.
And, like...
Molly Weasley doesn't do her justice. Because Molly Weasley is funny, but not...
She's wacky. Like,
yeah.
She's like... Julie Walters is wacky.
Yeah. Molly isn't, though.
She and, Jim Waters, the guy who plays Mr. Weasley, is...
Bill Skarsgård.
He and Julie are like the cast would call them like mom and dad. Like they are so they were so funny together. There's like behind the scenes clips of them like joking around at the Bill and Fleur's wedding set, and it's just so dang cute. Like they're just so sweet, and they were just friends, but they were just so freaking sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also, if you've ever watched a interview with, what's her face? Marianne Margulies, who played, Sprout. She is hilarious. If you need a good belly laugh, you need to look up her Graham Norton appearance. It's so funny.
Oh my gosh. Go look that one up.
She's on with 50 Cent, and it's a trip.
That's right.
Sophie's friends are trying on their bridesmaids dresses, which are the most hideous things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I would never torture my friends by making them wear those dresses.
Yeah.
Like, those poor girls.
But it's also summer in Greece, so probably hot.
Sure, but you can have taste.
If you have to walk up all those stairs to that church, you want a flowy dress.
I'm not even saying that they were just wildly unflattering. No, it's more like, do you hate your friends?
No, it is not, do you hate your friends?
It looks like you got it off of, like, some back alley website for, like, $1.
Because she made them.
They're hideous.
We do not hate on Amanda Seyfried's creative or non-creative
Her wedding dress isn't hideous. I don't get why she tortured her friends. Those poor girls.
They look good in the wedding scene.
Maybe they changed their mind last second.
No, it's because she finished them.
We also meet Sky, Sophie's fiance, unfortunately.
Did you lose your train of thought for a second?
I forgot the word for fiance. I find Sky so unappealing, and it has nothing to do with looks. There's something about his vibe, his aura, that I just hate.
Means you played Howard Stark pretty well.
There's just... he's a fine-looking guy. I don't really care about that. But, like, Sky as a character is so uninteresting to me. He's, like, a website developer or something. I don't really care. But, like, him and Sophie have so little chemistry.
He knows computers, and yeah. I mean, he's probably the better choice to have Sophie end up with.
I mean, we don't meet any of her other prospects.
There probably isn't any.
What if she, like, wanted to hook up with one of the guys that works on the island or something?
Which one? The one that ended up with the British dude? Or the one that is old as time?
I don't know. There were a couple of young ones.
No, they're all women. It was mainly women that worked on the island.
I don't know. I just find Sky so unappealing. And I don't really have a good reason for it, to be honest with you. But I also made a note that Harry, played by Colin Firth, he flew from the UK to this remote island in Greece in a 3-piece suit.
Yeah.
Who does that?
And then...
Because all the dads arrive on the island.
No. on the mainland.
Yeah.
They arrive to the mainland.
So, okay, put yourself in their shoes. You're off living your life. You get some weird, suspicious letter saying, please come to my wedding. I think you're my dad.
No, it doesn't say, I think you're my dad. It's from Donna. She wrote it from Donna.
Okay.
She probably said, hey, I want to reconnect, and I want to see you come to the island.
What about that makes you go, oh yeah, I need to go right now. I need to put my life on hold, and I need to go right now. Also, isn't Harry gay?
Yeah. So why would he go?
Unless he didn't know it yet.
I don't think he knew it.
Because during, like, the voulez-vous number, he locks eyes with a guy. And it's like, that's when you realize. But, like, you had to have had some inkling before that. Come on. You don't just look into somebody's eyes and be like, I'm gay now.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
Didn't you wear floaties while talking to Donna, like, after the party? Like, the next morning?
I don't know.
He seems like the type of guy that would wear floaties in a pool.
Like the floaties that, like, you give a toddler?
Yeah. Yeah. I can see him wearing the floaties. And not in, like, a jokey manner.
So, throughout this first couple of scenes, we get a lot of lines about how... So, I should say, Donna owns this hotel that's on this island, and it's kind of crumbling. Like, things are falling apart, the business isn't doing very well, so Sky's, like, trying to help her build a website to, like, advertise and stuff.
To get people from more people to come out.
And so we get a lot of, like, sprinklings of that throughout. And so then we go into money, which I find such a relatable song, because she's basically just complaining about how broke she is. Mm-hmm. And she's saying, like, I work all day, I work all night, I pay the bills.
I have to pay.
Yeah.
Ain't it sad? Like, rude! Maybe if you workers did a better job and actually worked, maybe she wouldn't have to work as hard.
Which,
I mean, you're getting paid to work.
Maybe it goes into this in the sequel. I'm probably not going to watch it, to be honest with you.
The sequel takes place before she owns it.
Why does she decide to own this Grecian hotel?
She got the money from,
No, I get that part, but, like...
In the sequel, from the little bits I've seen, she, like, performs there.
Got it, okay. I figured there was something to do with that in the sequel, because they didn't go into it at all. When the guys are introduced to Sophie, Colin Firth's character he introduces himself and makes a James Bond reference. Mm-hmm. Which is funny.
He's talking to because I think he was... No. Pierce Brosnan wasn't James Bond anymore. It was,
Was Daniel Craig already, or
yeah,
was
it was Daniel Craig. Daniel Craig started in 2000 and... I don't know. Or there might have just not been a James Bond movie at that time.
I don't know. That's not a franchise I have followed. Like, ever. I don't actually think I've seen any of them, to be honest with you.
And then Daniel Craig quit being James Bond to play Knives Out.
Did he? Really? Did he quit that for Knives Out?
You usually only do, like, 4 movies with James
don't
Bond.
get me wrong. The first Knives Out movie is fantastic. But...
I think he's also just done as James Bond. Because I think he wants to do more of, like, the funny movies.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
Because dude is funny.
Yeah, maybe I am wrong.
Especially when...
But James Bond has never appealed to me. Maybe it's because I don't really like action movies. But, like, James Bond just seems like an overwrought action movie to me.
It's just a spy movie.
Like, I know back in the... Like, my parents really love the old James Bond movies. Mm-hmm. But... And I get the appeal of those, because it's, like, it's a mystery, and, like, you know... But, like, especially in the last, like, couple of years, like, what are we still doing with this?
Yeah. I don't know. I never really liked spy movies.
That kind of surprises me.
No.
Because it kind of seems right up your alley.
No.
You love Hitchcock. It's not. I know that's not a spy movie, but, like, you love, like, the mystery aspect of things.
But in James Bond, you know who the villain is. You know who the hero is. The only mystery is the Bond girl going to be working with the villain or working with James Bond?
Is she good or bad?
Like, other than that, there's no mystery to it. And they're not really even spy movies anymore. They're just action. Because each of the newer, like, each phase of James Bond, so, like, the Sean Connerys, the Brosnans, the Daniel Craigs, all have, like, one overarching, like, main villain in each of their
I've heard my
essentially
parents,
quote-unquote series.
I've heard my parents reference the old school stuff a number of times.
I think it's like Mr. Gold.
Gold member?
That's Austin Powers.
Gold.
I would love to watch some Austin Powers.
I don't know. I know Dr. No.
Dr. No.
I know Goldfinger. I just know that the guy is like or is it a girl?
I don't know.
She's like completely covered in gold.
Most of the villains in the older ones were guys.
I don't know.
But
This is like so far beyond like our, because obviously the old movies were way before we were born, and then like the newer movies, we weren't like that. It wasn't our demographic at that point.
I saw one of the Daniel Craig ones. I think I saw the Adele one.
The Adele one?
The one that she did the song for.
Is that Quantum of Solace? Is that the most recent one?
No.
I really haven't kept track, to be honest
This
with
was like
you.
2014, 2015.
It's really interesting to me that there are some movies that I only know because a big name started a song for it. Anyway, so Sophie then smuggles all the dads into hiding, and because she basically wrote the letters from her mom's perspective.
Yeah.
And she doesn't. So I'm like, why can't you? Like, I get that it's like the impetus for the plot.
Yeah.
But like, why? Why?
Because she said, "Oh, I would know instantly."
Girl.
You're a dum-dum.
But
You're 20 years old. You don't know anything.
okay, let's look at genetics. So Donna is blonde. Sophie is also blonde.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying her dad couldn't be brunette, but
She has.
I'm kind of looking at Bill.
It's not Bill. It's like canon-wise, it is Sam. I keep
Really?
telling you that. Yes.
I thought it was heavily implied to be
No.
Bill. And they say, like, does it even really matter at this point? Like,
Yeah.
So Donna finds them, and she sees all of them, like, pokes her head through, like, the trap door, and she hallucinates all of their old looks.
Yeah.
Which I think is really funny. And then we get the title track, which is Mamma Mia, which is probably ABBA's most famous song, arguably.
Is this real? This is a Mamma Mia?
Oh, no. Mamma Mia ends with Donna falling into the room.
Oh, yeah.
Dancing Queen is the one where they're all out on the dock, and they all jump into the water.
Yes.
Because I believe that is the act one, like, right before people go into intermission.
I think so. There's not a bathroom song in the...
Chiquita.
Yes.
Chiquitita.
Chiquitita, tell me what's
I
wrong.
literally have this note that says Chiquitita is the bathroom break song.
Yes. It's like the Amber song.
Oh, wait for it?
Yeah. Wait.
That's definitely a hot take. No, Dear Theodosia.
Yes.
No, so
Wait for It is a good
I don't
song.
know if this is, like, a thing, but this is, like, a me thing, that there is always a song in every musical that I refer to as the bathroom break song. Or, I also affectionately call it the Cheer Up Charlie song, because in the first Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie, the one with Gene Wilder, not the Johnny Depp one, there's a song called Cheer Up Charlie, and it is so long and so sad that you just have to, like, go get a snack and go to the bathroom during it.
Yeah.
And almost every single musical has one. And Chiquitita is that song. I'm sure some people love it, and I'm sure some people think it's sweet. But Donna's friends are, like, trying to cheer her up.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, you were the one who ghosted these men.
Yeah.
Like, you're not the one who needs to be consoled here, girlfriend. I will say, Rosie and Tanya are, like, really good hype girls, though.
Yeah.
And all the ladies are dancing out on the dock. And I love this, like, really sweet, like, girl power song. Dancing Queen and Mamma Mia are the most popular songs out of all of ABBA's catalog. Like, I think I've heard Dancing Queen at, like, nearly every wedding I've ever been to.
Yeah.
It's a great song at a wedding for, like, when you've had, like, a couple of drinks.
Yes.
Because, like, everybody knows the lyrics to it. Everybody can sing the lyrics to it. There's this montage scene of Sophie on the boat with all the dads. And it's really sweet. Like, it's so dang sweet. Like, they're teaching her how to play the guitar, and one of them is, like, teaching her, like, they're drawing each other, and it's so sweet. It is a little odd that they've taken to this 20-year-old girl so swimmingly that they do not know.
Yeah.
I find that a little weird, but when you think about it in the context of, like, they had a relationship with her mother, and this is potentially their daughter, and, like, it...
But they had no idea.
No, I get that, but, like, when you think about it in that context, it becomes less creepy. It is still a little creepy, though. If you think about it from their perspective, you're hanging out with two other men you don't know, and this 20-year-old girl that you also don't know.
Yeah. No.
They are remarkably well adjusted, and, like... What the heck? And then we get the song Lay Your Love on Me. Have I mentioned I hate Sky?
I never would have guessed.
I don't like him, and I don't know why. But Lay Your Love on Me is Sky and Sophie's, like, only duet, which it's so bizarre to me in a movie that's basically about Sophie finding herself and falling in love. Sky is, like, barely in it, which I'm okay with, but
It's mainly finding her dad.
it's so weird to me.
Yeah.
But I don't even know what the song is about, to be completely honest with you. It's like, I guess that they're getting married tomorrow, so they're, like, having a cute moment, but it's like, it's just Amanda Seyfried, like, writhing on the beach.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of, like, doofus guys dancing in flippers on the dock.
He's supposed to be in the Navy.
I did not get that at all.
That might be more in the play, but he's supposed to be in the Navy. Where everyone's, like...
That's all of his, like, naval buddies?
Yeah.
I mean, I got the impression that some of them, at least, were his groomsmen. But, like, she only has 2 bridesmaids. I guess it's, like, an uneven...
No. He has... It's like 2 and 2.
I don't know.
But everyone dancing on the pier was supposed to be, like, his friend in the Navy.
It's dumb and campy and kind of sweet, but, like, I think that this song, it felt really weird in the context of the rest of the movie. Like, it just didn't fit.
Yeah.
So then we go to the bachelorette party, and Donna and her friends, who are the Dynamos, perform at her daughter's bachelorette, which is like such a cringy thing to do.
Yes.
I think I would lose my mind if my mom did this. My mom can't sing nor dance, so
yeah,
I think it would be very weird. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, no, I would not like that. Not in the slightest.
I mean, like, I guess it's like the equivalent. Like, my dad's a guitar player, so like I think it's the equivalent of like my dad playing a song at like an event that I was doing, but like, and that I wouldn't have a problem with, but like, it feels like Donna was like trying to make it about her. Also, why is your mom at your bachelorette anyway?
Yeah.
That's my other question.
Weirdo.
Because, like, don't bachelorette... I didn't have one, so I don't know. But aren't bachelorettes pretty, like, raunchy?
No, not all of them.
Like, I don't know. From what I have seen, I don't think I would want my mom at my bachelorette. And I don't really think she would want to be there.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. I didn't have one because we got married during COVID, so...
Yeah.
I didn't... Also, like, my bridesmaids were my best friend who doesn't drink and my cousin who was 17. So, and I also don't drink.
Yeah.
So, like, what were we gonna do? Like, eat sushi and watch movies? Like, I don't know. Also, the dads all just, like, show up at the bachelorette as well.
Because I think they're starting to get an inkling. And they wanted to see Donna.
To be fair, it's a very small island, and I think the island is just this hotel.
Yeah.
So, and they're staying here. So...
Or no, they're staying on the boat.
Yeah. So they're, like, hearing this music that sounds vaguely familiar. So they go check it out, and they realize it's this girl that they've all dated. And it's this big old party. I can imagine they're probably curious about what's going on.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm like, okay, as soon as you realize it's a bachelorette party, you leave. But then the girls all, like, assault them.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. But they only really assault Bill and Harry.
Yeah.
And this is where I think that it's implied that Sophie's dad is Bill. Because they have, like, Sophie and Bill have this, like, heart-to-heart.
But so does her and Sam.
But
so does her and,
Harry.
They all have this heart-to-heart moment.
Which dad is Sophie's dad? That was a good way to phrase that to Google. Somehow they knew what I was talking about. According to this very reputable website called Decider.com. Yeah, I forgot about this plot point. The aunt that took care of Donna when she was pregnant.
Yeah.
Was Bill's great aunt.
Yeah.
And left Donna all of her money. And would only leave it to family.
That's what the thing was. That's what the rumor was. That...
Yeah, it's heavily implied that that's Sophie's dad. Yeah, there's not a iteration where her dad is actually formally revealed. But I'm gonna believe that it's Stellan Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Voulez-vous. They play this song called Voulez-vous, which is a bop.
Mm-hmm.
That song should be at every party ever.
Yes.
Like, I'm down for a good dancing queen at a wedding, but can we introduce Voulez-vous, please? I think that would be fun. And Sophie then faints in the middle of the party.
Because all three people...
Well, maybe don't have everybody crowding around you.
No, it's because literally all at the same time, all three of them said, I'm your dad.
Yeah. But, like, what movie dramatic moment do we not need punctuated by the main character fainting?
Yeah.
There's a scene where Sophie and Donna are fighting about what Sophie wants, which I think is, like, what parent-child hasn't had that argument? Just saying.
Yeah.
Sam is, like, the voice of reason, and he's, like, the most level-headed. Well, I think all three of them are pretty level-headed, to be honest with you, but Sam is, like, the most, like, emotionally available, I should say. Is this SOS? Yeah.
Yeah.
This is SOS. And I asked on Instagram, I always ask on Instagram before we're going to record what you guys have as far as input goes. And somebody sent me a message saying, basically, Pierce Brosnan can't sing. That's what the comment boiled down to.
Yeah.
There were other things that they said too, but that's basically what it boiled down to. Which I'm like, true. I don't think he did horrendous. Like, it's not the worst singing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
But, like, did we cast him because he's Pierce Brosnan and he's hot?
Probably. Because he would have sold more tickets.
I mean, okay. I think that the casting of the dads is great. I think Colin Firth plays a, like, lovable lug very well.
Yeah.
And he reminds me similarly to the dad in What a Girl Wants with Amanda Bynes.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. They're different characters, but, like, in the way that, like, the dads, like, interact with the other characters around them very similarly.
Yeah.
And, like, Stellan Skarsgård's character is, like, very, like, free spirit and, like, all that stuff. And then Sam is, like, the provider.
Yeah.
So I like that they have, like, their archetypes. And I do think that they're well casted. I just don't think that this movie really was going out of their way to, like, weren't selling the music, is my point.
Yeah.
Even though I think the soundtrack of this movie does very well, but
Yes, it does.
Harry tries to give Donna money.
They all give her money and then just, like, run away.
Yeah. Scott, basically, okay, maybe this is why I don't like Sky. Because Sophie goes to Sky because, you know, he's her fiance and they're, like, getting married tomorrow. And he's basically like, I don't get why you care so much. And, like, I understand the sentiment because
He's saying, what does it matter if you have all of this other stuff? If you don't know who your dad is, does it really change who you are? Because her entire thing is she doesn't know. She keeps saying, I don't know who I am without knowing who my father is. But you have everyone else. He was never in your life.
yeah.
At some point, you just need to get up and get over it, essentially.
Clearly, the girl has some, like, unresolved trauma. And, like, we need to validate that.
Yes, but you can't torture your mom and your fiance to just find out who your dad is.
I respect the sentiment. I just think that the way that he goes about it and the way that he just, like, diminishes
but she also
her.
Did it without even talking. He also said you needed to tell Donna, and she didn't. She did it out of her own essential greed, instead of seeing if her mom was okay with seeing these
I don't
three
disagree
men.
with you there. I think she should have had a conversation with her mom.
Because she was just being greedy. She was acting like an entitled...
Donna also sucks in the situation.
Yes.
Donna was the one that ghosted.
Yes. No, she never ghosted. She just moved on instantly.
But also, like, you had a child with this person. You kind of have okay, maybe not an obligation, but you have a responsibility to that child to, like, let them know
who their dad is.
Yeah. I mean, obviously within reason.
Yes.
But
Sophie was just acting like an entitled brat.
I don't know. I think Sky sucked in this scene. I get the sentiment that you're trying to say, but I think his words were, like, just kind of sucky.
Yeah. He said them in a bad way. But, I mean, what she also did was a bad thing.
I think it's really a situation of, like, everybody sucks here.
Yes.
Like, honestly, truthfully, I think the only good people in this movie are the dads.
And,
I guess Rosie.
Tanya's a little creepy. Tanya's a little creepy.
I completely skipped over her number, where she's just, like, being a cougar on the beach. Like, we don't really need to talk about it. It's a fun dance number, and I'm always down for a good dance number.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. She seems predatory to me.
And then we also skipped where, Molly Weasley fell through the window. Or the skylight.
Yeah. So we get this really sweet scene of Sophie getting ready for her wedding, and, to Slipping Through My Fingers show this, like, passage of time, and the song is basically talking about how, like, time is going too fast, and, you know.
I mean, yeah.
And it's all punctuated with, like, she's brushing Sophie's hair, and, you know, all of the things she used to do for her as a little girl.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, it's really sweet. It made my mom heart happy. I think Sam and Donna are very sweet. I have a note that says, that walk up that cliff is a hell no for me. I'm sorry.
That is a tall cliff, though.
I'm sorry. If anybody invites me to their wedding, I'm glad to get a trip to Greece. I am not walking up that hill.
If we are going to Greece, we're walking up every single hill we come across. If we end
Do you want me to complain every step of the way? Because I will.
You won't complain either way because of how hot it is.
If I ever get invited to a wedding that I have to walk up that many stairs, I hope you know how much I love you. Because that is not...
There's like 500 steps.
It's not very accessibility friendly. You must not have a grandma in a wheelchair.
They probably just walk it, or they just carry her. Do you really think that there's like electricity at that church?
I'm just saying. I don't know how any
candlelight service.
I don't know how any couple is like wedding venue hunting and they get to that one and they're like, yes, up at the top of the hill, perfect.
It's probably the only church on the island.
Fair, I get it. I'm just saying, like, I know for us, like, we have too many people in our life that, like, just wouldn't show up because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, or, like, couldn't.
Yeah. I wouldn't even want to walk up the stairs. I would be the one getting married in it.
I wouldn't want to walk up the stairs to view it. I'd be like, I don't care what the inside looks like. I'm not doing it.
I'd be like, bring me a goat. I'll ride a goat up.
A donkey.
A donkey. A horse.
Like,
as long as it sounds like Eddie Murphy, I'd be happy.
I'd love to know the shoes situation that these ladies are wearing. Are they just, like, straight up wearing, like, hiking shoes under their dresses? Like,
heels.
Gross.
6-inch heels.
Ugh. And then, in the middle of the ceremony, Sophie decides, nope, we're not getting married. And when I first watched this movie for the very first time a long time ago, I was like, yes, don't marry Sky. Thank God.
And she comes clean to Donna. Yeah, I invited them all here. She's like, that's why they're all here. No, durr. Smart one. Sophie tells Donna, yeah, I invited them all because I invited my dad here, and she said, how do you know which one it is? And then they all sat down, and yeah.
They all three of them basically were like, we're all your dad now.
Like, I'm cool with a third. then y'all throw no back child support.
Yeah, I'm like, is Donna just like, okay, we're raking it in on the back child support payments?
No, because she's over 18, so no.
It's called back child support.
No, still over 18.
She could sue them.
No idea. No, she can't because she never told them.
Wouldn't she have to do a paternity test for that to happen?
That and had told them in the past.
This is my other thing. If this was 2023, we could like go down to, I guess it's remote island in Greece, so never mind. I was gonna say we could just like pop down to wherever and get a paternity test and like get the results within like a day.
Yeah, but it's also a remote island in Greece.
23andMe is a thing.
You really think you get cell service out on that island?
I'm just saying, like.
Do you really think you get cell service out on that island?
So then we get "Take a Chance on Me," which is Bill and Rosie's song, which is so freaking aggressive. Like, she is like hardcore, like going after him.
Yes.
And somehow he falls for it too.
Because they both fall, or because he catches her in his arms. Right at the line, please catch me.
Like, catch me if I fall or something.
Yeah. Some cheesy musical something.
And then the fountain that we keep hearing about, like the Fountain of Aphrodite or something, bursts, and like everybody's dancing in the rain and whatever.
No, so apparently, I mean, this island is fictional. This island does not exist. Is supposed to be the home of Aphrodite's fountain. So the fountain of love, essentially.
Yeah.
But what burst was just a pipe.
Yeah, I'm like, Donna, you have bigger problems.
You have no water pressure now.
Like, you get bad reviews on Yelp, girlfriend.
Was Yelp even a thing at this time?
I don't know. But then, so, my favorite thing in musicals is curtain calls. Okay?
Yeah.
I love curtain calls. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. It's just, I love, like, the camaraderie. I love the, like, I don't know. Musical theater, if you've never been in a production, there's just so much, like, togetherness. There's so many moving parts and so many people needed to put this show together. And I love how it, like, all culminates in this, like, I don't know. I just love curtain calls. And I love when movies do their own version of a curtain call. And it's so rare these days. And it's less rare in musicals, obviously. But, like, I think Hairspray did a really good job of doing their own curtain call.
Hamilton.
Yeah, that was an actual curtain call.
True.
I'm talking, like the live-action Beauty and the Beast did one. I think that they're far and few between. I think I mentioned this in one of our Avengers episodes because the Avengers did one.
Yeah, it was Infinity War.
It was Infinity War. Maybe Endgame.
Endgame. It was
where they showed the signatures.
Infinity War.
And I don't know, I love them. So we get the finale song of all finale songs, which is Waterloo, Waterloo, baby. It's so campy.
Yes.
I think you would look so cute in one of those outfits.
Nope. Because if you get me in it, it's going to be stuck on me.
Those outfits cannot be comfortable.
They were latex. Oil-looking things.
They're all of these, like, very 70s, very ABBA costumes. I love how, like, just going through the motions the three guys are. Well, I guess, and Sky to some degree. But, like, all the guys are just like, I'm not getting paid enough for this.
Yeah.
The song is so catchy, though.
Yes.
And, all the couples are like coupled up, and it's just, I don't know, it's a really fun ending to this movie.
Yes.
So yeah, that is Mamma Mia.
Oh, don't forget to check out my food Instagram. I am actually going to start shipping seasonings now.
Yes.
So if you want to buy any seasonings from me, message me on Instagram. Don't message me on anything of the Fan Club podcast because I don't see those.
I'm the one who runs all of our socials. If you ever get a message from our account, it's me.
Yes, so
if anybody ever posts anything on our account, it's me.
Yes. But yes, if you want to buy any seasonings or if you want any of the food recipes of what I make, message me on my Instagram. And when I say mine, I mean Smith & Co.'s seasonings.
Yeah.
Or Smith & Co.
.spices.
Smith & Co. .spices. Yes, I know my own Instagram handle.
Yes. Hope you had fun dancing Queens and Super Troopers.
Oh my gosh. That was bad.
We're gonna go jet off to Waterloo now. No, that was really cringy. I'm gonna not
No,
do
leave it. You better leave this in.
No, hell no.
Yes. But yeah, check out next week for either a New York musical or a New York musical.
Either a musical based, very loosely based on true events,
or a musical based loosely on true events. Probably a power outage in Washington Heights at some point, and probably some people went to a pool.
And won a lottery.
So, loosely.
This is why we should never record this late at night.
This is all staying in. I really want you to know that.
Okay, we're gonna go. See you guys next week. Bye.
If you would like to support this podcast, please consider checking out our merch store at thefanclubpodcast.myspreadshirt.com. You can get exclusive designs designed by us on t-shirts, sweatshirts, mugs, stickers, and many other items. Be sure to follow us on all of our social medias for updates on what we're working on in real time. We're part of the Needlessly Nerdy Entertainment Network. They're a conglomerate of podcasts and blogs that provide entertainment, news, and reviews about all things nerdy, including movies, TV, books, video games, tabletop games, cons, pop culture, and more. Go check out all of the amazing shows on the network at needlesslynerdy.com.
Needlessly Nerdy, your source for all things nerdy.
www.needlesslynerdy.com.